Good day, children. Today we are going to learn a poem written by an English poet, William Blake. William Blake was an English poet and painter. He was an important figure of the Romantic age. One of his most famous works is a book called Songs of Innocence and Experience. The Schoolboy is a poem written by William Blake and published as a part of his poetry collections. It is one of his most famous poems, which focuses on the subject that is often close to his heart. The speaker of the Schoolboy is a schoolboy who tells us how much he loves to get up early in a summer morning, listening to the huntsmen blasting their horn and the bird song. But he had to go to school unwillingly. The whole day he sits at his desk in boredom and cannot pay an attention in the class because he wishes to play outside in natural surroundings. Some of y'all, when you wake up early in the morning, you feel lazy to go to school, right? Instead, you want to enjoy the beauty of the dawn, and you feel very lazy to go to school and attend the lectures given by the teachers. In the same way, the schoolboy feels very distressed and he is quite hesitant to go to school. Please take page number 83 of your textbook and listen. The Schoolboy, written by William Blake. The schoolboy in the poem is not a happy child. What makes him unhappy? Why does he compare himself to a bird that lives in a cage or a plant that withers when it should blossom? Let's find out the reason for that. I love to rise in a summer morn when the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company! But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Ah, then at times I drooping sit, and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bar, worn through with the dreary shower. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child, when fears annoy, but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? O father and mother, if buds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day, by sorrow and care's dismay, how shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer fruits appear? Now we shall look at the explanation of each stanza. Let's start with the first stanza explanation. I love to rise in a summer morn when the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company! Here the speaker of the poem is a schoolboy. The boy loves to rise in the morning to enjoy the beauty of the dawn. He loves to enjoy the fresh and delight summer, where the birds chirping is heard from every trees. He loves to hear the sound of the horn blown by the hunter from a distant field, and even the sweet singing of the skylark. He loves to wake up early in the morning to enjoy all these, and he cherishes it by calling it as a sweet company. But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. But the boy feels very exhausted or quite disappointing to go to school in the summer morning instead of enjoying all these beautiful pleasures in the nature. It drives all joy away. It takes away all joy from him. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. In school you will be monitored by the teachers, and the teacher seems to be very strict, right? So here the poet has used the phrase a cruel eye outworn. The cruel eye outworn means It is very disappointing for the child to sit under the teacher who keeps monitoring him. It seems to be an out mode which is very dull and uninspiring, with lots of work and not allowed to play. So he says that the children spend the whole day in distress and sadness. So going to school takes away all his joy because of this reason. Then at times I drooping sit, and spend many an anxious hour. Nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bar, worn through with the dreary shower. Now at times he sit in a very depressed or weakened way, and spend many anxious hours, dull hours which is filled with fear. Not even in book can he find joy, nor in learning's bar. Learning's bar means bar is a shady place under the tree. So sometimes when the teacher feels that students are looking dull or they are not interested in their studies, the teacher takes students to the shady place, right? So when you go there, you feel very interested to listen to the class, right? You feel very attentive. So even in that place, he doesn't feel joy. Worn through with the dreary shower. Worn through with the dreary shower means he feels that the learning bar is damaged with the dreary shower. Dreary shower means it is a continuous lecture or boring lectures of the teacher. So even the learning bar does not seem to be interesting for the boy because it is damaged with the boring lectures of the teacher. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child, when fears annoy, but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? How can the bird enjoy his life? If that bird is put in a cage and asked to sing, how can it enjoy? Isn't it? Only if it can fly freely, it would enjoy the nature and it can sing beautifully, right? So in the same way, the poet asks that how can a child enjoy his life when he is in fear of annoyed teacher, but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? But instead of that, the boy sits in a very heavy feeling. He feels very tired and weak. So he bends his tender wing and forget his youthful spring. So he keeps himself under control and forget his youthful spring and forget his joy of youth. So in this stanza, the poet is comparing the boy to a bird who is caged. O father and mother, if buds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day, by sorrow and care's dismay, how shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer fruits appear? In this stanza, the boy leaves a question to his parents. The boy is asking his parents, if buds are nipped, if buds are squeezed, and blossoms blown away, if all the flowers are blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day, if the small plants, tender plants are cleared away, or if those are removed away of their joy in the springing day when they are in great joy, how can you expect the summer to arise in joy? How can the summer arise in joy? And how can the summer bear a fruit? How can the tree bear a fruit if it is removed away during their tender stage? In the same way, how can they expect a child to enjoy his life if he is sent to school instead of allowing him to enjoy this beautiful nature? How can a boy enjoy his life if their freedom is snatched away and their joy buds are cut off because of the school and boring lectures? They will never be able to flourish or get properly educated. If the children are stripped of their ability to play and have fun in the summer season, how shall they grow and develop to the fullest extent? This is the question that the boy leaves to the parents. In this poem, actually, the poet is trying to share the feelings of a child who is full of energy and happiness, and he wants to be free and fly on the winds. But Like how birds are trapped in a cage, children are trapped in a classroom where they cannot express themselves and cannot capitalize on all that excess energy, and therefore their potential gets wasted. Therefore, the poem is about allowing children to be children. The poet is trying to convey us the message that we should allow them to play and run outside to experience the benefits of the nature and of the seasons. And the poet says that that kind of practice is equally as beneficial to them as academic learning. Children should be permitted to enjoy the beauty of the nature, because the true learning is from the nature. If we observe the nature closely, we can find many things, many amazing things that we would not get from academic learning. This is the beautiful message the poet has tried to give us. Hope you have understood the poem, children. Thank you.